Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Let's begin with 656. Am I correct? Perfect. Avni and Amber, if we can have you talk to us about your collection, your inspiration behind it, and what it feels like to be a part of the 20th year celebration for Lakme Fashion Week. Wait, before you go, let me give you a mic.
I hate mics. Can I do it without it?
They won't be able to hear you. And also look at the cameras. That would help.
Okay. So the inspiration for what we do as a whole just comes from everyday culture. It doesn't really come from a specific one thing that I can tell you. It just comes from anything and everything. As far as this is concerned, what we think of our collection is the rebirth of, humanity. And it comes from our previous drop, which was about humanity in the digital age that we're in. I mean, the cameras, the screens, we can't live without it today. If we're up for 16 hours, then 14 hours is on some sort of a screen, whether it's a laptop or so on and so forth. So this was like the second version of humanity and its rebirth and what we thought it would be, if it so happened. So dystopia and everything around it. And that was the inspiration for what we put up today.
We kind of try to make sure that whatever topic we pick up is basically relatable to the generation that we're trying to target, which is basically this. This. And as he said, that all of our drops are basically the inspiration comes from what affects us every day, what makes us think. And Lakme has just been a dream. Like, I don't think, so funny story, we were actually thinking of applying for Gen Next, but we got a little late, so we couldn't do it this time.
And we thought it wouldn't happen, so we just decided not to do it. And then, 3 weeks back, we got a call, and here we are.
Serendipity is a beautiful thing. Okay, if we can now hear from Shruti and Harsha, and if you can talk to us a little bit about Biscuit.
Yeah, I think first of all, touching on Lakme Fashion Week, I think it was a really cool experience. Very hectic towards the end, but I think it worked out. But in terms of our collection, this was our first collection, and it's inspired by space. It was something that we got inspired by, when India sent out 104 satellites into orbit a couple of years ago. And it was just like the spark for us to start thinking about our own space program, So, growing up, we all know stories of NASA and the Soviets and how that whole space race went. But it was quite surprising for me that I didn't know anything about, what India was doing, even though it's been, their space operation has been online for like a long time. So it was just a starting point for us to kind of explore that story. For example, the white RS spacesuit was inspired by the suit that Rakesh Sharma wore when he went to space. So you see the three stripes on the sleeve. So it was just a way for us to tell that story through our collection. And Biscuit is a unisex clothing label. So for us, it was really important when we started the company that we produce clothes that don't have a defined gender, because we want to give the choice back to the consumer to decide if they feel comfortable wearing something or not. So I think that was a really interesting starting point for us to start something new. And I think that's about it, Shruti. Okay.
Wonderful. If we can hear from you, Natasha, on your label and the muse that you've chosen to walk for you today.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so my label is basically, well, you guys know what it's called, but it celebrates like outspoken women and women breaking barriers and ceilings. And I mean, I asked Raja to be part of my show because like she's like the biggest female rapper in India right now, I feel like. And a Gundi, like such a Gundi. She like tells it like it is. And I don't know, there hasn't been a brand that's spoken to me and, like encouraged me to be just myself and break rules. So I guess I created it, and yeah, everyone I chose to be part of the show like embodies that personality, and yeah. Yeah.
I was going to add something. I'm always experimenting with fashion, and I love combining like Indian aesthetics with streetwear. And when I found Gundi and when I met Natasha, I knew that this was a brand that I really related with. So when she asked me to be a part of this, I was so thankful. It's actually my first time at Lakme, her first time, so memorable for both of us. And she made me a sari, so I'm very happy about that.
It's wonderful that your first time at Lakme Fashion Week is when we celebrate 20 years, so I'm really happy for that. And if you can talk to us a little bit about jaywalking.
I keep telling people that, to my brand, right, there's no inspiration. I don't take heavy inspiration from anything. It just has to be visually appealing, something that I can actually put on my body. And if you're wearing jaywalking, you just feel brand new the second you wear it. All I focus on is, I can't force meaning to my art, It's just clothes at the end of the day, right? And I can't, this shirt means whatever, right? So that's my whole idea is just to make clothes and, make good clothes. I mean, I can't force meaning behind it. So that's all jaywalking is about. I can't tag it.
That's an explanation. Saying nothing also means something, so it's fantastic. Thank you so much. We're going to open the floor for questions if anyone has any. And if not, then we're going to break into individual interviews.
Different and accessories which are put together, which is like really opposite to each other. If I want to.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of my inspiration comes from Indian aesthetic, and I feel like there's not a lot of South Indian representation, and both Raja and I are South Indian, so we kind of and our whole my brand is about rebellion. So I thought about taking the rhetoric of streetwear, which is kind of like a rebellious. I mean, the word streetwear is quite rebellious, and combine that with Indian elements. So she's wearing a stretchy sports bra essentially, and shorts underneath, and a sari draped, and yeah, that was my inspiration. Yeah, all the gold is South Indian, and just a nod to South India. I mean, they're so cute. That's basically it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sneakers are feminism we're in right now. Most girls wear more sneakers than they wear heels, so that was also a conscious decision. Yeah.
Rebellious gangster women. That's it. Just being yourself and also having fun. I feel like the clothes are a lot of fun, and because the gold is part of the aesthetic, I just go crazy on jewelry every time I wear it. I've worn Gundi for a few press things. I wore it on Hustle, and I think my most liked photo is a Gundi T-shirt, just standing there in a T-shirt. So people really relate to it, and I relate to it. Gundi. Yeah, I guess in college we would definitely call ourselves Gundis. I think any gangster girl that likes to make hip hop and have fun and be part of streetwear and be part of the subculture, I think that they relate with that word. I performed Shook. It's off my current album, Bloodline, and it's a really fun record. There's a lyric in there, shook when they see a deity, we be army deep. And I feel like that is kind of like us. We're self-realized deities, we're goddesses, and we're army deep. There's so many of us. So the song really matched the culture of Gundi and the moment.